time to make a pot of delicious split pea soup. I'm going to double the recipe because I'm cooking for 11. I've got an onion skinned. Now I'm cutting each end. I like to work with a flat surface when I'm cutting onion. So I'm chopping it in half, and you'll see that I cut it in rings here. And then when I go to chop it, I'm going to angle the knife just like I would cutting pizza. I'm cutting angles in there, so I'm getting all my pieces about the same size. Gets a little tricky at the end. And before I put this in a bowl, I'm going to slice up the potato. I'm going to slice again and then lay those so that I have a nice flat surface when I'm cutting the next segments. And I'm going to dice it up so the potato is about the same size pieces as the onion. There we go. Now I'm going to put the potatoes in the bowl first. So I'm chopping those vegetables early. Want the potatoes to go in first, and then I'll add a little water to keep those potatoes from getting brown because of the air touching them. I've got the carrots already peeled. I'm going to just slice off the ends, and I want to cut these carrots also in diced pieces. Now I've grated them before, large grates, small grates, medium grates, but I prefer to have the carrots all diced up. So I'm getting similar sizes, laying the carrot pieces on a flat surface, makes it easier to cut, and then I will stack them all up and cut them in diced pieces. Now, I also told you I would tell you how to encourage your kids to eat split pea soup. So here I have a garnisher that kids can cut the pieces of carrot with. It goes a little bit slow because it's not real sharp. I've had a garnisher where the handle was on top, and that makes it even easier for the kids to use. But when they see those different shaped pieces, they're going to know exactly which ones they cut, and that's exciting. All right, now I've got some celery here. It's already been prepared at the grocery store, so I'm just cutting off the ends. Sometimes I use the kind that has the leaves as well, and I'll just chop the leaves up. They're a great addition, but I didn't have that today. Again, I'm cutting these into diced pieces, and when I chopped the celery, I decided it just wasn't enough for my soup. I actually did double this amount of celery. Now I've got some cabbage here. It's already been used before, so this part has a little bit of darkening oxidation, so I'm just going to cut that part off and remove it, and then I'm going to cut away the stem. See, I don't always use all the cabbage at one time, so I'm just using some left over that I had. And I'm going to lay it on a flat surface, and so it doesn't slip away, and I'm going to slice it in thin pieces, again thinking about the diced size of the other vegetables as well. So now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to again get those little pieces, kind of like dicing, but it'll soften in the soup. I do have some fresh parsley, so I'm going to chop it up very fine, chop this way and that way. It makes a great garnish on the top of your soup, but today I'm going to garnish with Parmesan cheese, so I'm going to actually put this parsley into the soup, but not till the very end, not till I'm ready to dish it up. That parsley is going to stay a bright color and going to add a little flavor to it, but it'll be good. Now, sometimes I will add some extra wide egg noodles to my soup, especially if I think I got too much water in the soup, but also just because kids like to find the pasta in the soup. I am not going to add it today, but sometimes I do. Just depends on my mood, I guess. And then also bay leaves. You'll want bay leaves in your soup, but if you've got young children, it is especially exciting for them to find a leaf in their soup that they would never eat. In fact, I've even had my kids encourage them to have a second bowl of soup because that's when the bay leaf would show up. Very clever, huh? All right, now I'm going to wash these peas. Again, I have 2 pounds of peas, so I'm using a large pot. Added some water. I'm just stirring it around. You'll see the water, it gets kind of cloudy. I just want to rinse off. Some tell you you do. I just do. Now I'm going to cover the peas with water, quite a lot of water, and put them on to boil. And you can see it's getting hotter. It's going to be foamy. Look at all that foam. Now, this is an example of what you don't want to do. You don't want to just walk away like this. Fortunately, my daughter was there and quickly added a wooden spoon across the top. I forgot to do that. That helps it from rising so much, but she also turned the heat down. Now, at this point, she could have also started skimming off this this foamy stuff. And you know, if you'll watch your pot and not let it get boiling so hard, that'll be good. And then I'm just going to set that wooden spoon back over there. It helps keep it from boiling over. As you can see, a lot of water has boiled off, so I just continue to add the water as needed. You can see the peas are breaking down. Now they've really broken down. You want to stir those solids, get them off the bottom of the pan. Be careful they don't scorch. Those were about half, you know, pretty well cooked. So now I'm going to add the vegetables, stir that in. And at this point, you might think, oh, there's too many vegetables, but no, I don't think so. We're going to add more water, and these vegetables are going to be cooking down. I'm going to add salt. Now to the pan, I added 3 healthy teaspoons, and I ended up adding 2 more teaspoons later when I tasted the soup. And I added a few bay leaves and just a little bit of pepper. And here we are with our soup. Test for thickness. I like that thickness. I'm going to add my parsley. If I didn't like the thickness, I'd add more water and more salt. And I told you I did taste it for salt, added a couple more teaspoons. And now we can dish up that soup. If I'm dishing up a child, I'm just going to dish up 1 ladle and really let it cool before I bring it to the table. Usually 2 ladles is a full bowl of soup. Sprinkling a little bit of Parmesan cheese on there. Delicious. You won't find this soup sitting around for 9 days.